I was looking at the other Discord to record the scores. Alright, so we are getting started for real now with QSB versus Shackwell. Half an hour later than they said they would, but they were very accommodating for letting me finish up with Mist versus Drakness. This is a matchup I do know things about, in contrast, so I will be able to be more accurate. Spawning in the bottom left. In the red, it is Shackwell. And in the top right, playing for the champions, playing under the name Marumpa, it is QSB. So Shackwell has a bit of a reputation of being a bit of a charge lot, sky toss, aim mover sort of guy. QSB has the nickname #1 Hydra Maker. Ooh, this is spicy. Oh, I know what she's doing. I think this is going to be the dog, and with a proxy. Yeah, this is something we practice, and I insisted that she do at least once this series. Is the dog build, which is the hatch, 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 and then pool. We were discussing, do we think Shackwell knows how to identify this and knows what to do about it? Okay, so for some context here, I did some practice with QSB, the prepper for this match, and we were discussing like theory, what are we gonna do? And we were just saying, does Shackwell know how to hold this? The way to hold this is you need a very fast wall. You need to like get an oracle out ASAP. Shackwell is not an oracle enjoyer. He is a void ray enjoyer. Let's see if you can tell if something's up. The way to tell something is up is if you scout the third hatchery before pool. That's a really big tell. The small drone count is also a very big tell. Shaq thinks things are fine. He's sending the probe home. Getting his other gases. Doesn't have his second pylon yet. This is going to be extremely difficult for him to hold. He does not realize something is up. Ooh, this is going to be sweet. Okay, so he's going to put, looks like he's going to get the Stargate in the wall, which is actually the wrong choice because it leaves it vulnerable to being depowered or just straight up killed. You really want it in the main where it's safe. Shaq is getting his Zealot. 16 lings on the way from 3 different hatches. QSB picked a very interesting place to hide it, somewhere no one would ever think to look. It would probably be a bit better if she hit it a little bit closer. Okay, I don't know if this is Shackwell's go-to, but he is getting a blind battery. Or if he knows that something's happening. Here come the lings. It's a lot of lings. Zealot is in the wall. One Zealot is going to be tricky to defend this with, though. Going straight for the gateway. And to fight with the Zealot. So many lings. We need to spread out this DPS across the entire wall, ideally. Even if we don't, though, the Zealot... Okay, it's going to get healed by the battery. Adept does get out. Really need to break down this wall ASAP. Using the battery to regen the gateway. But it's not going to be enough, and the lings are going to get in. Going to get a surround on the Zealot and the Adept. Void Ray is on the way. Overcharges the battery, but that's not going to help for long. The lings are in and they're going to continue streaming. Shackwell has very little production left, and there are so many more lings just continually streaming across. So even if this Void Ray gets out, it's not going to get out though, because like I said, it's not safe there. Other person, when you do stuff like that. Alright. Game number 2. Spawning in the top left, in the red, it is Shackwell getting dogged. And in the bottom right, in the purple, who's got that dog in her, it is QSB. Going for a bit more of a standard opener this time. We got 15 hatch. Is, I think, what this is supposed to... Yeah, this is a 15 hatch. Which is the gold standard for macro these days, I think. No, this is a 15 pool. Bit safer. Still a fast pool. gasless opening, I think, then? Which I think means this is going to be a roach build. Intricacies of Zerg build orders are sort of lost on me. I think this is going to be a roach build, if I had to guess. What are we going to see from Shackwell? Looks like he's scared. He's going to get his core before his Nexus. Not a common... Ooh. And he's going to get a second gate and his second pylon all on the low ground. He is scared shitless. This is not viable in the modern meta. This is the I'm scared of being Ling all-in setup. And while there are some Lings on the way, this is just like the standard skill check. Like, is your wall up at all? Now, you can sort of go the other way with this and use it to put some pressure on the other player. But QSB should be able to see that, yeah, she sees what this is, and she should understand this is a weird setup. If I just get my speed up... Oh, she's gonna... outmaneuvers the Zealot here, and just runs straight into the main. Might try to steal a probe kill. Keeps the Adept at home, buys her some time. Forces the probes off the line, and gets a kill. Very, very annoying. 2 kills, actually. This is going so good for QSB. If this was a standard macro setup from Shackwell, this would be good for QSB, but this was also an extremely defensive setup, and he still lost 2 probes. Feels bad, man. No Stargate yet. I imagine he's going to want that soon. He is banking a lot of gas. Yeah, he's expecting to be attacked. It's just not coming. Or it shouldn't be coming, at least. QSB is getting a Ling speed and a decent Ling count. If these 2 Adepts come across the map, they have the potential to wreak some carnage. But she is more than prepared for that. Stargate only now starting at 320, very, very late. And QSB is pulling ahead in the worker count at 26. Good benchmark for... Oh, +1 air attack. That's very fast. A good benchmark for when the Zerg player should overtake the Protoss player is at about 40. I mean, QSB has fallen behind again. Very low drone count. She needs more drones. I don't know why she's still only on 25. She could be at like 40 right now. She could be on 50 right now, honestly, I think. Although 50 would be pretty intense considering how little Shack has. Worried about a Zealot all-in is QSB, I think. That's what the Roach Warren is for. If you are worried about a Zealot all-in, you should put the Roach Warren in the front to act as a bit of a wall. Alright, Shack's gonna act for... Alright. Now we can get back into this game. QSB doesn't know where the drone button is, so she could be up like 20 drones right now, but she's just not. Shackwell's +1 air weapons is coming along swimmingly. I imagine we're building up to a Hydra Ling timing, Hydra Ling all in, and then we'll go from there. Do have a lair. Just making some spores and stuff. Alright, there's Shackwell taking his 3rd. Did QSB explicitly see that? No, but it should be implied because that Overlord is dead. Confirming that with a Ling would be pretty big. Getting Forge, second Stargate, so we've got like a mass Void Ray game. There's the Hydra Den, +1 range. What will it be? Hydra's off of like 66 drones or something? 50 maybe? Couple of roaches, even though Warp Gate isn't even done yet. I guess, to tank against these cannons that Shack's gonna make. Okay, so Shackwell is going to turtle up, put a bunch of static D at this third base. If QSB is gonna go for a Roach Hydra timing, she should probably do it at the natural then. Fuck this third base and all of its cannons. Alright, here come the Hydras. I think Hydra speed is gonna be more important, and I do think that is the Hydra speed upgrade. Fleet Beacon's about halfway done. 3 Void Rays are out so far, and then it's gonna be carriers 2 at a time from that point. More... Nope, that's just a second pylon. I think Shackwell's gonna need... He's got a lot of minerals, like 2 or 3 more cannons here, a cannon or 2 here. So this is how we're gonna do this. Yeah, QSB could have been on 80 drones for this entire game, basically. But she'd rather go straight for the balls. Please don't attack into the cannons, though. You can attack from here, you can attack from here, or you can attack from here. And this is by far the best attack path. I guess there is some static D being made here, too. So it's not as clear-cut. She is attacking from the direction that doesn't have any finished cannons yet, though. Ooh, big volley on the first Void Ray. Attacking into this many cannons with Roach Hydra, though, is going to be very unadvisable. Yeah, the Hydra count's getting cleaned up. QSB is just going to throw down a Spire and say, fuck this. Another thing that QSB and I talked about during our coaching was what the ideal corruptor count was. We went through and we tested how many corruptors you need to two-shot a carrier. I don't remember the number, but I hope she does.
Bruh.
I think it was like 12, 13, 14, something like that. There is a lot of cannons here, though, so a couple extra. She is going to lose corruptors during the engagement. She did make a lot more drones, but she's still down 10 workers. So she really needs to get some damage done here. Shackwell is banking a lot. He could probably be producing off 3 Stargates at this point. Sorry, just getting an at on the Discord. Making Void Rays again. Mothership is out, which is going to be a pretty big deal. Void Rays are going to trade better against Corruptors, which it does seem that QSB is going for the Corruptors. Plus 3 air weapons is also already almost on... It's already on the way. Pretty large carrier count. This is Shackwell's happy place. Ooh, if he moves out on the map, though, that's going to leave him... He really needs to just wait until he's maxed out and then go. Moving out on the map does leave him... If there was a way to lose the fight, this is going to be it. Corruptors, there are 7 out so far, 5 more on the way. If we get enough out where we can just start volleying down carriers... Alright, here comes the fight. I'm gonna A-move with most of the stuff, but I just think QSB's anti-air is not enough. Okay. I said this was not going to be a great attack, but I was so wrong, and QSB is dead. Did not drone hard enough, and just let Shackwell make a whole bunch of capital ships, and got killed. Gonna try and do some counter damage with the roaches. We're gonna be attacking into a shit ton of cannons to do that. Even if she like kills this entire base, she's gonna lose everything. Yeah, needed to drone harder. I'm gonna try and bunch up Corruptors, but they're getting caught mid-rally. 23 probes do go down, which is a lot, but still no. Getting in between the Zerg rallies is brutal. Alright, that's 1-1. Okay, game number 3. 1-1. That was such a free win for QSB as well. Shack went 2 gates and core before his Nexus. He played so greedy that QSB could have droned up to 70 drones with like only 3 queens and 2 lings. Said QSB was a little bit too conservative herself, too worried. Just sort of got knocked out. See what we can get in game 3. In the top right, in the purple, playing for the Chumpions, under the name Barumpa, it is QSB, going for 15 hatch, 16 hatch. And in the bottom left, in the red, playing for I don't know what team off the dome, it is Shackwell, going for Gate Scout. Nothing quite as extreme as his wall from last game. QSB, no dog this game. But if things start to turn sideways, like if QSB also loses this game, maybe we pull it out in game 4. Who knows? Shackwell is looking around. Should be pretty obvious that it isn't a dog. Gas is only just... there is a gas pool starting. There's a lot more drones than there otherwise would be. Shackwell is going to make the sell it, though. Pretty unnecessary. And he's going to get second pylon and core before his Nexus. He's playing very safe again. Yeah, QSB could just go pedal to the metal with the greed. In fact, Shackwell's going to go for the second gate again? Or is he going to get his Stargate before his Nexus? No, there's the Nexus. And then he's going to put the Stargate in the wall again. Alright, so not as ridiculous as game 2, but still a very safe opener. Natural... okay. Gonna get a blind battery as well. Doesn't want to get caught with his pants down. Double battery, even. Doesn't want to get caught with his pants down, so he's like wrapping himself up in duct tape. 2 base layer coming out of QSB, so maybe this duct tape pants is warranted because QSB has come to play. Another gas. This looks like it could be a 2 base Hydra or 2 base Nidus of some sort. No forge, there won't be any cannons or anything. But double battery is a pretty tall order to attack into. Oracle? I was under the impression that Shackwell didn't make oracles. QSB's gonna see it, should notice, and so should get some spores down like now. Like now.
You can delay it a little bit.
Soon. I do hope she did see what was being made and didn't just assume it's a void ray.
Okay, now it's late.
Now it's late. I think she didn't. So, cool thing about the Stargate, it's the one production structure in StarCraft 2 where you can see what is being produced as it is being produced. So you can tell if it's an oracle or if it's a void ray.
Muta.
Muta. That's cool.
This is my response to Shackwell. I didn't know I taught her this. I didn't teach her this. She's just making it up. But I absolutely love Muta and the Corruptor versus Shackwell.
I can see it. Shackwell has no idea what's going on. He's just taking a third base. Taking what I would say is the wrong third base, too.
Brother is getting his +1 air and second Stargate.
Hell yeah. I mean,
He
against
does not
Spire.
care for Warp Gate.
Nope. Didn't get it last game either. Is there any world where Shackwell would make mutas? Or Phoenix, sorry? Ooh, big supply block. Gonna need some laser lords.
Not unless he saw the Spire, but he's not scouting with his Oracle.
Nope. I think he got that literally just because it's like a trauma response from being dogged game 1.
That is a... I don't really want to have to look at my Nexus too often while it goes up, and I don't want to lose it to Lings. I'll just make the Oracle to not lose it to Lings.
Which is, like, maybe the single best reason to get the Oracle is to not lose your third base to Lings. It's the most useful thing the Oracle does in PvZ, I would say.
I would agree, but when the Void Ray gets there, I think you can kind of safely go Scout.
Yeah. I mean, obviously you should do more than just keep your third base up, but if you have to pick one thing, keeping the third base up is a pretty big one. So the anti-air here is 2 Void Rays. They're going to have to fight 7 mutas. There's no battery at the third base yet. Pro tip to any Protoss players out here, just get a battery at your third as soon as you can. As soon as that pylon finishes, just get the battery. It does so much. In come the mutas, they're going to go straight for the main. Even fewer defenses here. Nope, okay, going for the natural.
This is a fucking situation because he's making 2 carriers.
Yeah, you need to clean up these Void Rays quickly. Just start to snowball, killing the anti-air. Those make it to a battery, so USB is gonna back up. Gonna F2 back into the mutas and lose the Void Ray.
And the Adept.
And he's actually not gonna lose the Void Ray. QSB is more interested in killing the third base rather than killing the Void Ray. I think the Void Ray gets priority here, to be honest.
It's not that important of a unit. If she kills the third, she can just mass Corruptor. Basically win the game.
Yeah, there are Corruptors on the way. Shackwell is starting to make Phoenixes, although I think might be okay with it. Alright. Oracle dies. Here come the carriers. The carriers... Did they
Needs to
win
be careful.
this?
That amount of mutas can kill a carrier.
Yeah. Here comes the dive.
Oh,
kills the third.
And there goes the carrier.
There goes the carrier. And I think QSB is going to take game number... Oh. Does he get the... Yep. Kills the carrier. Putting QSB in a commanding lead for game number 3.
Phoenix upgrades.
Sick.
Phoenix are going to be kind of sad when they see the Corruptors.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he'll have better air upgrades, and he'll have batteries and stuff.
Yeah, but Shaq likes to go into his shell when he sees mutas. He's double fortifying the natural wall. All she has to do is keep denying a third.
I'm gonna try and kite with the mutas here, but not gonna micro them enough, and he's just gonna lose both of them. QSB does not see the third at the other location.
Don't dive.
Ooh, don't dive the natural here. Alright, Phoenix range is done, which makes these Phoenixes really annoying. I love getting Phoenix range against Terran by Vikings. Against Zerg, you can fight Corruptors with Phoenixes with Phoenix range.
So annoying.
Yeah.
Like on both sides, because as the Zerg, you have to turn around to aim at the Phoenix, because the extended range Phoenix and the Corruptors on initial hit have the same range because of the vision. But Phoenix can kite and shoot, and Corruptors can't.
Yep.
That's why they can technically outrange them. But this is just pee on it, pee on it, pee on it.
Just going for Void Rays now.
Oh, that's a dead carrier. If Click it.
There we go.
There you go.
Wings stream into the main base. Fewer cannons there. He's trying to get Warp Gate in charge.
She needs to take these lings off her corruptor key.
I mean, does she? This game is pretty much won. I wouldn't even hate like a Hydra then from here.
There's no point. The corruptors do a better job at air to air.
Yeah, I guess a Roachhorn then? Something to deal with just the cannons and the zealots. Whatever.
You just drop a Bane Nest or an Ultra Cannon.
When I get Void Ray, it's auto win every time.
Yeah, same when you get Stalkers.
I don't know, Void Rays in mono battles feels so strong.
Yeah, because you get them up and all of a sudden +1/+2 voids kill everything. Especially without healing.
Yeah, because the units that beat Voids are kind of ass in mono battles.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, game 3. This should be a Shack favored map, I would say. Very big. Got some choke points to turtle up with cannons and stuff. He gets that Sky Toss army pumping. It's gonna be tough for QSB to bust him.
Well, thankfully for Team Inferno, Shack likes to stab himself in the foot every game by making a zealot and delaying his tech.
Yeah.
I think this is the only match Draknus is rooting for Blizzard. He's just not saying it.
I would be at a loss for words. QSB lost this series. I wouldn't even know what to say.
Shackwell does have the MMR over her. It's not that big of a difference. I think Shack's up like 200, but
I also think there's some degree of like ladder opponents not knowing what Shack is gonna do.
Yeah,
So,
that's the big difference.
Shack's entire game plan is.
In SCL, in SCL, a lot of players can drop 300 MMR just because people know how they play.
yeah.
Or you can also gain like 300-400 if you know how the player plays. Like when I was playing, I know exactly how everybody played.
This is the first time he's actually doing Gate Nexus Core. The gold standard. Although we got a second gas first, so never mind.
He's still gonna build Zealot, what?
You think?
He would have started already, wouldn't he?
Yeah, he seems like he's not.
Are we not calling in Gerard for the wall?
Nope. Oh, there he is.
Oh, there he is. Got baited.
Oh my god. You can't make this up, right, guys? You can't make this up.
Wait. Is this...
No, it wasn't. Now it is.
You cannot make this shit up.
Fucked up the wall. Happens to the best of us. Couple lings on the way.
Twilight. What?
Alright, so it's gonna be a mass charge, or just a charge a lot all in sort of game.
These nuts. Ha! Got him!
Just gonna poke the wall. This is why the Zealot, as the gatekeeper, Jerry, is not as good. Although the Adept will pop and shoot them away.
So here's the thing. Is she thinking about the fact that there's not a Stargate in the wall this time?
That would be a pretty difference. Oh, she's gonna fly in with the Overlord anyway. She'll see it.
Oh, this will solve it anyway.
Yep. Does she have the response down tight though? Can she actually execute? And is the Overlord gonna actually see it? She's got the startings of a wall here, but the creep tumor is gonna get in the way. Alright, she sees it.
He's making a Stargate.
She sees it, right? Yeah, she sees it.
She saw both. And she's gonna go back and click on that, see Stargate, and be very confused.
Either way, you need a roach warren. Yeah. I would have liked it if the roach warren was like in the wall, but fuck walls. Bunch of lings coming across the map. Don't know what they're for. Just checking if there's a third base or not. Some sentries. It's gonna be like a zealot void ray sentry all in sort of thing. No robo, no proxy gates.
Its gateways are low though.
Yeah, only 2 gates.
You
This
just
does
kinda
not
need
look
to
that.
remedy this situation.
Maybe it's a bluff and he just like throws down a second Stargate. Takes a third.
I highly doubt.
Nope, he's adding
He's
more
making
gates
the
still.
zealots.
So we just need a big roach ball.
You
USB
literally
is supply
cut
blocked.
right here. The only mistake she's making right now is she didn't leave lane spotters on the map to see when he moves out.
I don't think the game plan is going to change all that much anyway. Like, it's just only print roaches either way.
It just tells you whether you need to pull queens or not.
She should. The Overlord just saw it, so she should know. And she's making more roaches. Is she bringing queens? Yeah, she did.
It is bringing the queens.
Pulling up everything. Zealots are going to try to
And
move
this
in.
is nothing. I'm
QS
gonna kill the third.
Gonna try and kill the third, but QSB's army supply is getting pretty big. And yeah, she looks like she's gonna push this away with no issue. Yeah, did not give a single fuck about that. From here,
Dude,
we
the
could
drone got in on the action. Said, "Eat my best bean."
not pulling queens, not going that YOLO, but definitely deny the third at least.
Honestly, you could. You could just walk the queens as reinforcement.
Yeah, but a little bit troll, and QSB is the #1 Hydra maker for a reason.
They're not making them in ones.
Alright, we're gonna trade out with the Stalkers, just use the roaches for what we can. Gonna eat a lot of damage from the Void Rays though. Gonna go for the natural. Yep, not gonna. And she's just gonna go straight for it rather than try and cancel the third. Oh! Ooh! Gets one of the Void Rays with Vials. That stings. And yeah, she doesn't need to kill the third because she's just gonna kill Shackwell. Well played, QSB. Things and a couple of road.
processing.
Yeah. Double Forge from Shackwell. He was trying to cope his way into a late game, but USB's not going to give it to him.
Even Biles a probe. Look at this.
Styling.
Prozerg.
GG. Very clean series from QSB. Put in the legwork. Was doing some good prep, and she takes home the series 3-1. Very well played to QSB.
Let's go.
Let's go.